Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from Group 6 and my name is Chusnul Tri Lestari. And in this video, I'm with my friends Felasia, Gita, Ardania and Gadis, Rahmadani, Oktavia, Rendi. Okay, now we would like to give some comment and feedback for Group 7. We hope that our comment can be useful for reflection and improvement in future teaching practice. Okay, first of all, in my opinion, one of the strengths of the opening section was the use of an ice-breaking activity at the beginning of the lesson, right? The icebreaker was quite effective in getting the student attention and creating a more lively classroom atmosphere. In addition, Desta, as the teacher, looked enthusiastic while leading the activity. The energy shown by the teacher can help increase student motivation and engagement during the lesson. Using an icebreaker at the beginning was also a good step because it helps students become more ready and focused before moving on to the main material. However, there are still some things that could be improved. For example, the ice-breaking activity could be made more varied. Instead of only using movement or dancing or singing, it could also include simple games, guessing activity, or short activities related to the lesson topic. This way, the icebreaker would not only be fun but could also help students regain their focus and connect with the topic they are going to learn. And besides that, I think body movement and gesture were already used, but they could be maximized even more. When teaching young learners, clear body movement and facial expression can help students understand instruction and learning materials more easily. Regarding the explanation of the material, I noticed that the PowerPoint slides were used well as a learning medium. However, it would be more interesting if the explanation was not only focused on the content of the slide, but also support with additional example or simple question for the student. This could make the classroom interaction more effective and help students understand the material more deeply. Overall, I think the opening session was successful in attracting student attention and creating a positive learning atmosphere. Some aspects, such as having more variety in the ice-breaking activities, using more gesture, and expanding the explanation of the material, could be considered to make the lesson more effective and interactive. Okay, next session will be explained by Felasia Ardania.
Hello everyone, I'm Felasia Ardania, and now I will review the main activity for the lesson. In the main activity, first the teacher used communicative language teaching or CLT because the students answer the teacher question and interact during the lesson. The teacher also checks student understanding by asking simple question like do you understand, like in this video. And beside that, the teacher used a game called Flip the Battle, like in this video. I think this game was a good idea because it reduced students bored and make them more confident to speak English. There were also some weaknesses, and first, the instructions were not very clear. For young learners, a teacher should use a simple language and give concrete example. Instead of only explaining, the teacher could model the activity first. Okay, and the next is that the class was divided into only two big groups and only 5 students from each group's participant. This means many students become passive and only watch. Some students might feel bored, sleepy, or start talking with their friends, like in this video. And then to solve this problem, I suggest dividing the class into a smaller groups of 5 or 6 students. The teacher can prepare several plastic bottles so every group can play. And for the next session will be discussed by Gadis.
Okay, now let's look at the closing section of the presentation. Overall, the presenters and the session in a friendly and sportive atmosphere. One strength of this closing is that the main presenter remind the students about their task and encouraged them not to delay their work. This helped keep the students engaged until the end. And then another positive aspect is the interaction with the students. When the presenter made a like comment, the students respond with laughter and applause. This show that the presenters had built a good rapport with the students in congratulate each other at the end, which reflect good teamwork and appreciations. However, there are some areas for improvement. The main presenter appeared to have difficulty expressing an idea in English and eventually switch to Indonesian. For example, instead of missing language, the presenter could say, "Please complete your text on time so you won't regret it later." This would make the closing more consistent and professional. The transition to the final closing also felt a little rushed, as smoother endings such as "We hope today's presentation was useful for you. Thank you for your attention" would make the conclusion sound more organized. In terms of body language, some presenters appeared nervous with limited eye contact and attention divided between the students and the laptop. More confidence and direct engagement with students would strengthen the delivery. Finally, the last statement sound incomplete, which made the ending feel slightly unfinished. Clearly, final sentence such as "We hope to see you in our next presentation. Thank you very much," would leave a stronger impression. And overall, the closing was engaging, so good teamwork, and create a positive classrooms atmosphere with more confidence, consistent English use, and stronger conclusions. The presentation will be even more effective. Thank you.